Hollywood is home to some of the most captivating love stories, filled with passion, drama, and unexpected twists. Among the stars with the most colorful romantic histories, Michael Douglas' Girlfriends is undoubtedly a name that stands out. From his intense romances with A-list actresses, to his 23-year marriage with Diandra Luker, and ultimately, his enduring love with Catherine Zeta-Jones, who has been by his side through every challenge. Michael Douglas's romantic life is nothing short of intriguing. What has driven Michael Douglas to continuously seek love, and what finally led him to find true happiness? In this video, we'll dive into his captivating Michael Douglas dating history, heartbreaking breakups, and the love that changed his life forever. Before we begin, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any fascinating Hollywood romance history. Now, let's dive into the emotional journey of Michael Douglas's love life. 1. Brenda Vaccaro. In the glamorous world of Hollywood romance history, some love stories shine brighter than others. And when we talk about Michael Douglas's relationship timeline, one name that always comes up is Brenda Vaccaro. Their passionate connection in the early 70s became one of the most talked about celebrity relationships of the time. But what exactly made their bond so unforgettable? What was it about Brenda Vaccaro that captured the heart of Michael Douglas, a rising star in the world of Hollywood relationships? And how did their love story unfold? Let's take a closer look at Michael Douglas's love life and the unforgettable chapters he shared with Brenda Vaccaro. It all started in the early 70s when Michael Douglas, at the height of his ambition, watched Brenda Vaccaro in a movie and was immediately captivated. He admired not just her talent, but the fiery passion she brought to the screen. He knew he had to meet her. And that's when Kirk Douglas, his legendary father, stepped in to help make it happen. Their chemistry was instant, and before long, they were a celebrity dating life sensation. Michael Douglas and Brenda Vaccaro became the talk of the town, seen together at glamorous events, from the Oscars to private gatherings. They were the embodiment of Hollywood relationships, hand in hand, radiating love and passion. But as with many famous Hollywood love stories, love isn't always enough. Their relationship, full of fire and affection, started to feel the strain of life's demands. Despite their deep connection, differences in life goals began to pull them apart. It wasn't just the allure of Don Stroud, a charismatic actor who caught Brenda Vaccaro's eye. It was the growing realization that they were on different paths. Despite their breakup, Michael Douglas continued to rise to stardom, becoming a staple in Hollywood relationships and celebrity dating life. On the other hand, Brenda Vaccaro, though experiencing her own ups and downs, carved out a successful career, proving that even after love fades, success and happiness can still be achieved. But did Michael Douglas ever truly get over Brenda Vaccaro? Was this the first great love of his Hollywood romance history? The answers lie in the complicated, thrilling, and sometimes heartbreaking twists of his love life. As we look back on this chapter in Michael Douglas's relationship timeline, it's clear that the love they shared was as unforgettable as the careers they built. 2. Nancy Pfister. Brenda Vaccaro was one of the first women who had a deep influence on Michael Douglas. Their love was vibrant, romantic, and filled with the passionate energy of youth. However, even the most seemingly eternal relationships can fade over time. When Brenda Vaccaro left to pursue her own path, Michael Douglas continued his journey, searching for someone who could fill the space left in his heart. And then, he found a new light, an incredibly captivating woman, Nancy Pfister. Michael Douglas had a deeply meaningful relationship with Nancy Pfister, a prominent figure in the high society of Aspen, Colorado. It wasn't just a fleeting romance. They were once engaged, a testament to the strong bond between two people from worlds of luxury and allure. Although there's little information about when or why they broke up, it's clear this was a relationship significant enough to leave a lasting impact on both their lives. Nancy Pfister wasn't just a beautiful woman in high society, she was also an icon of the free-spirited and wild lifestyle in Aspen. She socialized with many famous personalities, including A-list stars like Jack Nicholson and Cher, people who also shared close relationships with Michael Douglas. With her reputation, Nancy Pfister quickly became integrated into the entertainment world, where extravagance and parties were a vital part of life. Her Hollywood relationships became part of the fabric of Michael Douglas's romantic life, always intertwined with the Hollywood romance history that shaped his identity. Aspen, with its breathtaking scenery and fresh atmosphere, wasn't just a luxury retreat, but also the place where Nancy Pfister and Michael Douglas grew closer. Michael Douglas wasn't just captivated by her charm, He also heavily invested in the area during the 1990s, signaling his interest in a place that had been the playground for celebrities like Nancy Pfister. She was known as Aspen's Golden Girl, always radiant at parties, passionate about travel, and living life to the fullest. Their time in Aspen, a city synonymous with Hollywood relationships, added another chapter to Michael Douglas's relationship timeline, with Nancy Pfister becoming an integral part of his life. However, Nancy Pfister's life didn't end in the glorious spotlight she had grown accustomed to. In February 2014, she was tragically murdered in her own home in Aspen, a crime that shocked the usually peaceful town. The killers were two of her tenants, individuals who had a tense relationship with Nancy Pfister. Before her murder, she had rented her house to them for a trip to Australia, but because they hadn't paid rent, Nancy Pfister had to return early to resolve the dispute. Nancy Pfister was not an easy person to compromise with. She was known for her straightforward, sometimes sharp personality and her high expectations of those around her. Some sources even described her as treating others like subordinates, which may have escalated the conflict between her and her tenants. Furthermore, Nancy Pfister's heavy drinking habits complicated her life, making relationships more difficult and harder to manage. Although they were no longer together, the love story between Michael Douglas and Nancy Pfister remains one of the noteworthy Hollywood relationships. When Nancy Pfister's name made headlines due to the tragic murder, her past with Michael Douglas was brought back to the surface. For Michael Douglas, Nancy Pfister wasn't just an ex, she was a piece of the puzzle in his golden years, where fame, love, and tragedy intertwined in a gripping way. 3. Nancy Pfister and other affairs. When Michael Douglas's journey with Nancy Pfister came to an end, he continued his path, this time with even more seriousness than before when he met Diandra Luker. Michael Douglas and Diandra Luker had a relationship that was surprising, but equally glamorous. They first met at President Jimmy Carter's inauguration in 1977, a major political event that attracted many prominent figures from various fields. From the moment they met, Michael Douglas, one of Hollywood's most promising stars at the time, was captivated by Diandra, a young, intelligent, and attractive woman. It didn't take long for them to realize the intense chemistry between them. Just 6 weeks after their fateful meeting, Michael and Diandra decided to marry, marking one of the quickest marriages in Hollywood's elite. After their wedding, their lives blended fame, wealth, and lavish vacations. As the wife of one of Hollywood's most powerful stars, Diandra Luker frequently accompanied Michael Douglas to prestigious events like the Academy Awards, Cannes Film Festival, and lavish parties in New York, Los Angeles, and Paris. They became one of the most notable couples of the era, living a life of luxury and maintaining connections with the elite. Despite the outward perfection of their marriage, things were not always as bright as the spotlight. Amid Michael Douglas's busy schedule and Diandra's involvement in fashion and the arts, they began to drift apart over time. However, one significant factor in their marriage was the birth of their son, Cameron Douglas. Throughout their marriage, Michael Douglas was never truly a family man. The allure of Hollywood relationships, glamorous parties, and the company of beautiful women led Michael Douglas into several affairs that, despite his best attempts to hide, caught the attention of the press and public. And the question remains, did Diandra Luker truly not know about these affairs, or did she simply turn a blind eye to maintain the image of a perfect marriage? Jenny Strachan was one of the women who came into Michael Douglas's life while he was still married to Diandra Luker. A seductive model, Jenny Strachan had a wild, fiery beauty that contrasted sharply with Diandra's elegance and poise. The two were seen leaving a nightclub together, which quickly sparked rumors that their relationship went beyond friendship. At the time, the press questioned, was this just a brief fling or a sign of a marriage starting to unravel? Though Jenny Strachan was not a long-term part of Michael's life, her presence in his list of past girlfriends once again highlighted a clear pattern. Michael Douglas had never truly been faithful. If Jenny Strachan was just a fleeting adventure, then Kathleen Turner was a different story. Kathleen Turner wasn't just a co-star, she was a woman with a unique connection to Michael Douglas. When they starred together in Romancing the Stone, The Jewel of the Nile, and The War of the Roses, they became one of the most beloved on-screen couples of the time. What's even more intriguing is that their chemistry on-screen didn't end at the set. During filming in Mexico, Kathleen Turner admitted she was attracted to Michael, but the fact that he was married kept her feelings in check. However, the audience couldn't help but ask, if Michael Douglas was truly happy in his marriage, could he have formed such a powerful connection with Kathleen Turner? And did Diandra Luker feel anything when she witnessed her husband's chemistry with another woman? Although Kathleen Turner chose to step back, Not every woman did. Sabrina Guinness was another name in Michael Douglas's life during this period, a name well known in the British upper class. Hailing from a prestigious family, Sabrina had been involved with Prince Charles before stepping away from royal life to pursue passionate Hollywood romances. When Sabrina Guinness appeared with Michael Douglas, many wondered if their connection was serious or just another link between famous and wealthy people. The truth about this relationship has never been made clear, but one thing is undeniable. Michael Douglas continued to seek out new women while his marriage to Diandra Luker was still technically intact. Among the many mysterious women in Michael Douglas's life was Elizabeth Vargas. A talented journalist, Elizabeth Vargas had the intelligence and sharpness that Michael Douglas was surely attracted to. She mentioned their intimate dinners in her memoir. Long evenings, red wine, brandy dessert, and deep conversations. But it seemed there was no true commitment between them, just shared moments before they each went their separate ways. The question remains, should a married man have these carefree rendezvous? And did Diandra Luker truly not realize that her husband was no longer entirely focused on their family? Alongside Elizabeth Vargas, another woman who entered Michael's life during this time was Maureen Dowd, the famous Pulitzer-winning journalist. Not one to easily be swept up in Hollywood's flashy relationships, Maureen Dowd was drawn to Michael Douglas's charm. The two were spotted together at intimate dinners. Though their relationship didn't last long, it still stirred public gossip. Later, Maureen Dowd referred to Michael Douglas as romantic and sweet, a compliment that subtly confirmed their moments together, though they didn't wish to make their connection public. But it didn't stop there. When Michael Douglas visited Cannes, another woman caught his eye, Martine McCutcheon, the British actress famous for Love Actually. Martine had a unique charm, distinct from the previous women Michael Douglas had been involved with. Yet, like the others, it was just another short-lived affair before Michael returned to reality. Martine McCutcheon later found success and happiness on her own, but her brief relationship with Michael Douglas remains a chapter in his extensive history of celebrity relationships. Looking back at all the women in Michael Douglas's life during his marriage to Diandra Luker, the biggest question remains: was their marriage already broken but maintained for the sake of their public image? Or was Michael Douglas simply a man unable to be tied down by one woman? The public could see Diandra Luker's stability on the red carpets, but no one could truly know the suffering she endured hearing rumors about her husband's infidelities. A 23-year marriage ended in a costly divorce, which proves there were too many cracks that couldn't be healed. There are many unanswered questions, and in the end, their marriage truly came to an end. The divorce took place in 2000 and quickly became the center of the media spotlight. $45 million, 2 properties, and disputes over assets made it one of the most expensive divorces of its time. One of the most contested assets was a property in Mallorca, Spain, where they had lived together. After the divorce, they agreed to share the home, each living there for 6 months of the year. However, this agreement made Michael Douglas feel uncomfortable, as he still had to return to a place that was once his home with his ex-wife. This situation became even more complicated when Catherine Zeta-Jones, his new wife, didn't want to live there, as it was the home where Michael Douglas had once shared with Diandra Luker. One of the most significant post-divorce disputes was Diandra Luker's continued request for a share of the profits from the 2010 movie Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. She claimed that this movie was a sequel to the original Wall Street, 1987, which Michael Douglas had starred in while they were married, so she was entitled to a portion of the earnings. This request immediately sparked controversy. The public reacted strongly, arguing that Diandra Luker had already received enough in the divorce and that asking for more from Michael Douglas was unfair. In an interview, Michael Douglas expressed his displeasure. "We've been divorced for years. It's strange that someone still wants to be involved in my financial life after all this time." In the end, the request was denied, but it left a less than positive mark on the public perception. 4. Catherine Zeta-Jones. After years of searching, Michael Douglas finally met Catherine Zeta-Jones, the woman he truly wanted to spend the rest of his life with. Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones are living proof of the saying, "True love comes at the right time, even if it's late." In a Hollywood romance history full of fleeting marriages, they have stayed together, overcoming monumental challenges in life, from illness, marital struggles, and the immense pressure of fame. Their relationship isn't just a love story, it's a journey of persistence and a bond that has endured every challenge. By the late 90s, Michael Douglas was one of Hollywood's most powerful stars. Yet, his 23-year marriage to Diandra Luker left scars. He was no longer the suave Hollywood playboy chasing fleeting affairs. At 54, Michael had everything: fame, fortune, But what he lacked was a woman who could truly enter his heart and make him feel whole. And then, when he saw Catherine Zeta-Jones in The Mask of Zorro, 1998, he knew he had found the one. At the time, Catherine Zeta-Jones was 29, a rising star with striking beauty and the classic, alluring presence of Hollywood's golden-era actresses. Michael Douglas, upon seeing her on screen, was irresistibly drawn to her. Even though they had never met, he knew that she was the woman he wanted to pursue. With the help of friends, Michael arranged a meeting with Catherine at the Deauville Film Festival in France in 1998. But during their first meeting, he stunned her by saying, "You know, I'm going to be the father of your children." Unlike many women who would be charmed by a Hollywood star's flirtations, Catherine felt uncomfortable and even frightened. She quickly left the meeting, leaving Michael Douglas bewildered, trying to find a way to redeem himself. Not giving up easily, Michael Douglas worked to win back Catherine's favor. He sent her flowers while she was filming in Scotland, along with a heartfelt apology. He patiently called her every day, not letting the distance get in the way of his feelings. It was this persistence and sincerity that eventually won Catherine over. Their relationship blossomed quickly, though it remained private for a long time before they publicly confirmed their romance. On New Year's Eve 1999, in the romantic atmosphere of Aspen, Colorado, Michael Douglas proposed to Catherine with a 10-carat diamond ring worth $1 million. That moment, they both knew this wasn't just another Hollywood romance, it was true love. Their wedding took place on November 18, 2000 at the Plaza Hotel in New York, a lavish affair worth $1.5 million, drawing the attention of the entire world. The guest list included stars like Tom Hanks, Whoopi Goldberg, Anthony Hopkins, Brad Pitt, and Goldie Hawn. Catherine wore a stunning wedding gown worth $250,000 designed by David Emanuel, the designer behind Princess Diana's iconic wedding dress. The event marked a turning point in their lives, becoming one of Hollywood's most memorable weddings. At first, the public was skeptical about the couple. The 25-year age difference raised doubts. Was Catherine truly in love with Michael? Or was this just a transaction? Could Michael hold on to a young, beautiful woman like Catherine in his middle age? But despite the whispers, they stood by each other, proving that love has no age limit. After their wedding, they quickly became a happy family with the birth of 2 children, Dylan, born in 2000, and Karis, born in 2003. They built a stable home, balancing work and family life. But no marriage is without its challenges. In 2010, Michael Douglas was diagnosed with throat cancer. The disease caused global concern, but the most painful person was Catherine. During Michael's treatment, she nearly put her career on hold, dedicating all her time to being by his side and fighting the illness with him. The public admired Catherine's resilience, and during this time, their love grew deeper than ever. But the pressures from the illness didn't only affect Michael, they had a significant impact on Catherine as well. She began to suffer from bipolar disorder, which created emotional instability. By 2013, the couple announced a separation, shocking Hollywood. Many thought they would follow in the footsteps of countless other famous couples, ending in a high-profile divorce. But no. After a year apart, Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones realized they couldn't live without each other. They decided to heal their wounds and rebuild their marriage. Michael later said in an interview, "I did everything to get her, and I'm not going to lose her." These words showed not just love, but a strong commitment to Catherine. After reconciling, they became even closer. They frequently shared happy moments on social media, celebrating milestones in their marriage. In 2024, they marked 24 years together, an achievement that very few Hollywood couples can boast. What's their secret to such a long-lasting love? Catherine shares, "We spend a lot of time together, always bring joy to each other, and most importantly, we always respect each other." Michael humorously added, "My libido is still intact. That's an advantage." The couple now lives happily in their Manhattan apartment, occasionally vacationing in Bermuda. They've become empty nesters as their children have grown, but that hasn't dulled their love. The public no longer sees them as an age gap couple, but as a testament to true love. From a seemingly playful remark in 1998 to a marriage that has weathered many storms, Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones have shown that love can overcome anything. And despite all the challenges, they have chosen to stay together because they are each other's true love. After decades of dedication to film and navigating through ups and downs in his love life, Michael Douglas is now enjoying a happy life with Catherine Zeta-Jones. The couple has celebrated over 24 years together, a remarkable feat in the ever-changing world of Hollywood. They continue to keep the romance alive, regularly sharing sweet moments on social media and nurturing a loving home with their 2 children, Dylan and Karis. As for his career, even at the age of 79, Michael Douglas shows no signs of slowing down. He continues to take on exciting roles, most recently in the Marvel Ant-Man series, where he portrays Hank Pym, a character that has gained immense love from audiences. Although no longer the heartthrob he once was, Michael remains a Hollywood icon with impressive talent and a happy family life. Let's all wish Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones continued happiness and success in their upcoming projects. Which relationship in Michael Douglas's love life impressed you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next fascinating stories from us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.